Have you ever felt that time suddenly slows down, not for your body, but for your soul? Archangel Michael says that the next 11 minutes are not like the others. In the divine realm, there are sacred intervals, moments that ripple across timelines and destinies. Right now, you are standing in one of them. You didn't just scroll upon this message by accident. Heaven chose this exact moment to reach you, to warn you, and to guide you. The veil between this world and the divine has thinned, and what you do next may echo far beyond what your eyes can see. Archangel Michael speaks with authority from realms beyond human understanding. His message is clear: a spiritual test is unfolding. You may not realize it, but you've been in preparation for this for years. Everything you've endured, the heartbreak, the delay, the silence, was shaping you for this turning point. And now, in these next few minutes, your actions, thoughts, and awareness will begin a chain reaction that can either unlock doors of divine favor or allow darkness to settle where light was meant to reign. You are not being punished. This isn't a trial to break you. It's a sacred test meant to awaken your divine DNA. Heaven has observed your tears, your confusion, and your silent prayers. And now, finally, Archangel Michael is allowed to intervene. But intervention requires your readiness. The angels cannot force what your free will must choose. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. Because a hidden part of you already knows something important is happening right now. Michael shows you an image, a door, glowing faintly. Behind it, your next season waits. For some, it's the season of healing; for others, restoration of family, finances, or faith. But here's what the divine wants you to understand: this door doesn't stay open forever. Spiritual doors do not obey human logic or time. They open when faith aligns with divine timing, and they close when disbelief or hesitation lingers too long. Some of you have been praying for signs. And yet, when signs appear in unexpected forms, like this message, you doubt them. Archangel Michael urges you: stop doubting. Your spiritual senses are awakening. You are being prepared to operate from vision, not just sight. This is why you've been experiencing pressure, dreams, and sudden emotional waves. Your soul is recognizing divine intervention in disguise. Listen closely. In the next 11 minutes, thoughts will enter your mind. Some may distract you, others may pull you away, but only those who are spiritually alert will stay connected. That is the test. That is the whisper of heaven. Will you be spiritually focused when it counts? Or will you let another divine window pass by unnoticed? Archangel Michael says, the battle for your attention is not random, it's part of the strategy to keep you from your next breakthrough. You are being watched, not in judgment, but in divine interest. What you choose to feed your spirit now determines what your spirit will carry tomorrow. The angels are on assignment. They are standing in your atmosphere, waiting for your yes, your stillness, your agreement. All they need is your willingness, not your perfection. A moment of surrender can shift the energy around your entire life. You might be wondering, what can change in 11 minutes? But spiritual time is not like earthly time. One moment of alignment can override decades of delay. One decision to listen, to trust, and to act in the divine frequency can break generational cycles. Archangel Michael says, you are one alignment away from a completely different timeline. And it starts now. You were not born to blend in with chaos. You were born to lead others out of it. But before you guide others, you must first step fully into the light that's trying to reach you. There is no coincidence that your eyes are on this right now. This message has waited for years to reach the right soul. Heaven delayed it. Just for you. Because you are worthy. Because you are chosen. Because you are ready. The energy around you is shifting. The room feels different because angels are near. Divine instructions are coming, and your spirit is already starting to understand them, even if your mind doesn't yet. Stay open. Stay grounded. Stay present. Because before this message ends, the door may already have opened. Archangel Michael wants you to know this. The divine doesn't work in loud announcements, it whispers. And those whispers are only heard by those willing to silence their fear and ego long enough to truly listen. In this very hour, your soul is being weighed, not judged, but measured. Not against others, but against your own destiny. Will you step into what has been prepared for you, or retreat into what is familiar but no longer serves your evolution? Heaven has been watching your battle. Your quiet resilience. The nights you couldn't speak, yet your heart was screaming for clarity, for relief, for an answer. And tonight, the answer came. This message is not the answer itself, but it is the confirmation that your prayers were received, logged, and responded to. Archangel Michael was dispatched for a reason. There's a realignment occurring in your spiritual timeline. And your awareness of it is part of your divine participation. This is not about religion, tradition, or rituals. This is about a very real spiritual realm and your very real place in it. Some people around you may not understand your journey. That's okay. They weren't supposed to. You were marked with something different. Something sacred. Something ancient. And right now, heaven is trying to activate what has long been dormant inside of you. The energy around you may feel heavy. That's not darkness. It's the weight of spiritual preparation. Your wings are being fitted. You are not only being protected, but being prepared. And not just for survival, but for service. Because the blessing that is on its way is not just for you. It is meant to flow through you. To lift others. To break chains. To become light in a world that desperately needs it. There's a reason why the battle intensified recently. Why old wounds resurfaced. Why things that once felt steady suddenly started shaking. It's not an attack. It's a divine construction site. Heaven is clearing away what can no longer stand in the space your blessing is meant to occupy. But clearing doesn't feel like peace, it feels like chaos at first. Stay anchored. Don't mislabel the storm. The storm is proof that something new is coming. Archangel Michael has drawn a line in the spirit tonight. On one side is fear, delay, doubt, and defeat. On the other is faith, movement, favor, and breakthrough. Which side you step toward isn't decided by heaven. It's decided by you. And not tomorrow. Not next week. But now. In these 11 minutes, your decision to believe, to open, to shift your energy, is what writes the next chapter of your story. Can you feel it? That strange sense of being watched over? That's not just emotion. That's angelic presence. You're not alone in this moment. Your ancestors are praying over you. The spirit of loved ones who transitioned are near. They've been waiting to see this divine shift happen in your life. The shift they couldn't finish in their lifetime, but you can. Michael says, stop replaying past failures in your mind. They were never meant to define you. They were lessons, not verdicts. Heaven does not hold them against you, so why should you? What is written in the divine book about you is not small, forgotten, or lost. It is alive. breathing, waiting for your agreement. And it only takes one moment, one decision, to step in. So pause. Breathe. Center yourself. Because heaven is about to speak to your heart in a new way. It won't be in thunder or lightning. It will be in symbols, dreams, conversations, and inner knowing. But it will come. And when it does, remember this moment. Remember that before the light broke through, you said yes. Right now, the spiritual atmosphere around you is sensitive. You may have noticed signs, flickering lights, repeated numbers, sudden emotions, strange dreams. These are not coincidences. They are signals. Portals of awareness meant to draw your spirit into alignment. Archangel Michael is working not just for you, but through you. You are becoming the vessel of a legacy, a breakthrough, and a divine contract that predates your birth. You have been called to remember. Not the pain, but the truth. The truth that your spirit was never weak, only weary. That your delays were not denials, only divine redirections. That your isolation wasn't punishment, but preparation. You were hidden for a reason, because rare things are never left out in the open for long. Heaven covers what it treasures, and you, beloved, are treasured beyond what your mind has dared to believe. You may feel the weight of past expectations. You may hear the voices of those who said you wouldn't make it, who doubted your purpose, who underestimated your strength. But listen now, not to their echo, but to this moment. What you're hearing isn't a story, it's your awakening. What you're sensing isn't fear, it's destiny knocking with urgency, because something in your life is about to shift drastically in your favor. This very message may be the final sign before the turning point. And you didn't find it by mistake. Your energy, your hunger for divine clarity, pulled this moment into your timeline. Archangel Michael has stepped in because the forces you're up against are not physical, they are spiritual. Emotional fatigue, generational cycles, invisible limitations, they are real, but they are not final. Your breakthrough requires permission, not perfection. And tonight, heaven needs your yes. You may have been betrayed recently. Lost something you thought you couldn't live without. Faced a silence so deep, you questioned your place in the world. But even that silence was sacred. Because sometimes, the loudest answers come after the quietest tests. Archangel Michael saw your silent tears. And while others celebrated your setbacks, heaven was building a platform for your comeback. And it starts with belief. Your future is not somewhere far away, it's already unfolding. The next few days will bring clarity. People will say things that confirm this message. Things you were meant to overhear. Dreams will return. Old thoughts will feel new again. That is the Spirit moving. That is alignment returning. That is heaven placing your feet back on the path that was written for you before you were born. Michael is not asking you to be fearless. He's asking you to be willing. To trust again. To soften where you've been hardened. To forgive where you've held pain. Because holding on to what hurt you is blocking what wants to heal you. Heaven cannot fill hands that are closed around past wounds. Let go. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. The next season of your life won't be about fighting for everything. It will be about receiving what you were always meant to carry. But receiving requires readiness. And readiness starts in the soul. That's why this message found you now. Because the door is opening. But it won't remain open forever. These 11 minutes, this very moment of spiritual activation, is a divine countdown. Every decision you make after hearing this message carries weight. This is no longer about what you want, this is about what your soul needs. Heaven has waited for you to come into agreement with your own divine timeline. Not the one defined by people. Not the one delayed by fear. But the one you were born to walk, even if it means walking it alone at first. Archangel Michael has gone ahead of you, removing traps, silencing false voices, and clearing paths you haven't even stepped on yet. Right now, angels are being reassigned. There is divine movement in the unseen. Shifts that will only make sense in hindsight. The people who left you were necessary. The closed doors were protection. The delay wasn't punishment, it was preparation for something far bigger than what you prayed for. And while your heart may still carry pieces of that pain, heaven is whispering, you are closer now than you've ever been. You're not late. You're right on schedule. The moment you align your thoughts with truth, your entire atmosphere begins to change. Your spirit starts to draw the right people. The right messages. The right favor. And the right timing. That's what's happening now. You've entered a divine portal. This is a season where old battles won't repeat, and new strength will rise from places you forgot existed inside you. Take this seriously. You are no longer being tested just for survival. You are being trained for spiritual leadership. The pain you've endured is not wasted. The prayers you whispered in the dark were heard. That's why this message had to reach you, because the heavens are not distant. They are closer than your breath. They're watching, waiting, and working, around the clock, for your highest good. Your name has been spoken in places of divine authority. Your tears have been translated into strategies. Your past has been rewritten with new meaning. The fear that once ruled you will lose its grip. The loneliness that once paralyzed you will be replaced with divine companionship. And the questions that once haunted you will start receiving divine answers, one confirmation at a time. Archangel Michael says this, you are chosen. Not because you are perfect, but because you are perfect, but because you were willing to remain when others ran. You were willing to break so others could be strong. And now, the reward is shifting into your hands. Not just materially, but spiritually. Peace is coming. Restoration is unfolding. And clarity will speak louder than confusion ever did. If this message reached something deep in your spirit, it wasn't by accident. You were meant to hear this, right now, in this very moment. The heavens aligned it. Archangel Michael delivered it. And now, it's your turn to respond. So if you felt something shift, don't keep it to yourself. Speak up in the comments, your words may be the confirmation someone else is waiting for. If you believe this divine guidance is exactly what others need, then let it be seen. Let it echo. Let it reach the souls still wandering in the dark. And if you feel led, stand with us. Support this divine mission. Every gesture, every action, every voice raised in light, helps us reach the next soul who's searching for truth. More messages are coming. More revelations are near. So make sure you're connected. In whatever way your platform allows, because the next divine word might be the one that breaks your silence forever. Stay open. Stay watchful. And stay ready. Because your miracle may already be in motion.